How did we get here?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're breaking down the cancellation of our favorite hate watch series And Just Like That, and what it means for the Sex and the City characters we've been following since the late 90s. From their first cosmopolitans to their final storylines, we're looking at how far Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte, Samantha, and some of their friends have come, and where the series leaves them. If you're not up to date, this is your spoiler warning.
MPK and I together recognized, as we have in the past, this chapter complete.
What we know about the cancellation. On August 1st, 2025, showrunner Michael Patrick King announced that Season 3 would be the last for And Just Like That. Even the series' biggest critics were surprised. This always felt like a show that could withstand anything. Maybe even more so than the audiences who tuned in each week for their comfort hate watch.
What? Go ahead, say it. I can feel judgment emanating from your pores.
One thing that most of us could agree on was that whatever it was that made Sex and the City so compelling for 6 seasons was as gone as Carrie's strappy Manolos that time she was robbed in the street. Yet this new series was like watching a car crash in slow motion. We wanted to look away, but couldn't.
I think I was just so worried about saying the wrong thing in this climate that I said all the wrong things.
So what happened? Had HBO finally pulled the plug? Apparently not. Ratings had dropped since Sex and the City fans first tuned in to see what the Fab Four, now 3, were up to.
I mean, we can't just stay who we were, right?
According to Samba TV, the series ranked among HBO's most watched when it premiered, pulling in 1.1 million households across the US alone. However, by Season 2, that number had more than halved, and slipped even further by Season 3.
Miranda, you're strong, but you can't come back from that.
So while MPK says the ending was on their terms, not everyone is convinced HBO didn't have a say. But before we say goodbye to these characters once again, let's take a quick trip down memory lane, from where we first met these soulmates to where we've left them now.
Maybe we could be each other's soulmates. And then we could let men be just these great, nice guys to have fun with.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Samantha. And Just Like That may have tried to make us forget about Samantha, but we never could.
She's no longer with us.
No, she didn't die.
Oh, no! No, I'm so sorry, no. I just meant she's not with us.
Without her, the show might as well be called And the City. From episode 1, Samantha was the fearless, sex-positive boss lady who owned every room.
Just saying, we have it all. Great apartments, great jobs, great friends, great sex.
She crushed her job, loved casual relationships, and wasn't big on getting attached. But as the series went on, she showed more layers. She was loyal to a fault and faced her own struggles with aging, intimacy, and health.
As Samantha sat and waited for her test results, she had one thought over and over. Please don't let them take me into that little room.
Miss Jones, I've got your results. Please come with me.
She taught us the biggest lesson. No matter how much you love someone else, you've gotta love yourself first. Her cancer storyline in the final season remains one of the show's most powerful moments.
Not enough I lose my hair, now I have my face running down my couture. Oh, to hell with it. That's better.
The movie added yet another side to her as she tries to balance a serious relationship with staying true to herself, culminating in that iconic line,
I love you, but I love me more.
We all know the behind-the-scenes drama that kept Kim Cattrall from reprising the character, even though she is a fan favorite. She'd said she was done with Samantha Shore, but that doesn't excuse the ugly way the revival slandered her character.
I told her that because of, what the book business is now, it just didn't make sense for me to keep her on as a publicist. She said fine and then fired me as a friend.
For a while, Samantha existed only through texts on Carrie's phone. Finally, she agreed to a highly anticipated cameo in Season 2, on a few conditions. Patricia Field, the OG costume designer, had to dress her, and she didn't have to interact with the others. Rumor has it she earned a cool $1 million for just over a minute on screen. What can we say? Samantha Jones knows her worth.
Put me on speaker and hold up that phone.
All right, you're on speaker.
Thank you for everything. You fabulous, fabulous flut.
Charlotte. The group's Park Avenue princess begins as a traditional romantic, chasing the fairy tale marriage and family life.
I'm gonna meet the perfect guy, and I'm gonna get married.
Yes, you're getting married.
Woohoo! You hear that, New York? I'm getting married this year!
for her, dating means finding the one, and she's usually the strictest about rules around dating and sex, holding tight to traditional values. But life has other plans. She faces a failed marriage, fertility struggles, and all the hard parts of relationships.
I'm not a Madonna, and I'm not a I'm your wife, and I'm sexual, and I love you.
She thought Trey was her Prince Charming, but between his sexual issues and meddling mom and her fertility battles, that marriage crumbles. Luckily, she finds real love in the most unexpected place and person.
Being away from you just only made it all the more clear how much I love you.
Charlotte.
Wait, let me finish. I don't care if you ever marry me. I just want to be with you. I would be lucky to have you.
Their wedding isn't exactly picture perfect, but their marriage feels genuine. She converts to Judaism for him, and he's her rock through heartbreak, like when she miscarries. Honestly, watching them finally become parents warmed our hearts so much.
I guess God remembered our address. We get her in 6 months. Here she is.
That's her baby.
The movies deepen Charlotte's growth, showing how she handles motherhood and learns to embrace it at its messiest. Sure, it's not always easy, but it's real.
When I heard Samantha say that Harry was gonna cheat on me with Aaron, my first thought was, I can't lose the nanny.
In And Just Like That, Charlotte and Harry are still going strong, especially now that they need to show a united front to their now teen/preteen kids. Charlotte stands by her children through Lily's dating and Rock's coming out. While past Charlotte dreamt of the wife and mom life, present Charlotte is focused on rediscovering herself beyond those titles.
My life flashed in front of me, and I didn't like what I saw. I'm a momager for Rock, a maid for Lily, and a pimp for Anthony. What happened? Where am I in all this?
Not every storyline was so strong. Looking at you, forced diversity dinner and canceled dogs, but her growth is undeniable. Maybe it took the series too long, but this arc finally shows how much she's evolved.
Harry is devastated. Our love life isn't what it was.
And how are you with that?
It's not really about me right now.
Miranda. Even the most casual viewer knows Miranda had the biggest transformation between series. She began Sex and the City as the no-nonsense, sarcastic, career-first realist with zero patience for fairy tales.
To him, it's like when single men have a lot of money, it works to their advantage. But when a single woman has money, it's a problem you have to deal with. It's ridiculous. I want to enjoy my success, not apologize for it.
She was always quick to call out men's BS and was the group's steady anchor. Then Steve happened. It wasn't love at first sight, but he softened her edges just enough.
Boyfriend?
That's none of your business.
Girlfriend? Butcher.
Butcher?
The veal. I took a shot.
When Miranda unexpectedly got pregnant, she faced a huge life choice. Could a baby fit into her life? She embraced motherhood, rearranging her world to make space for Brady while holding on to who she was.
That night, Miranda was there to put Brady to bed. But there would still be times when she wouldn't be around.
As the series progressed, Miranda's vulnerability came through. Her priorities shifted, and she allowed her worldviews to be expanded by her loved one.
What you did, that is love. You love.
Her marriage hit real bumps in the first movie, but by the sequel, she had taken back control of the things that mattered to her most. Then came And Just Like That, and oh boy, Miranda went through a full-blown identity crisis in front of all of us.
What would I say? That I don't want to be this person anymore? That I want to be something more? That this isn't enough?
She left Steve and blew up her entire life for Che Diaz and battled an unrealistically short-lived alcohol use disorder. She ditched a prestigious internship to move to LA, only to realize she was still lost.
Can you tell them where I am?
We're like off PCH, like across from Neptune's net.
You got that?
Yeah, I got it. Stay there.
Where else am I going?
Many fans felt these changes were totally out of character. Eventually, she circled back to what mattered most: her friendships, her family, and figuring out who she is now.
I'm a grown woman with a son. I can't become a lesbian cliche and move in after hello.
Thank God, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Good. Season 3 finds her a little less frantic, trying to rebuild her relationship with Steve as co-parents, find love, and find her footing again away from her hot mess era.
You spent the holiday with my family. I can spend it with yours. Oh, now you. We are just pathetic.
Carrie. Carrie's voiceovers were Sex and the City's heartbeat.
Maybe you have to let go of who you were to become who you will be.
She lived for friends, fashion, and her column, often stumbling through questionable choices with a relatable inner monologue. Carrie had a talent for making every situation about her, like making herself the victim of the big affair.
I'm sorry that you felt the need to come down here. Now, not only have you ruined my marriage, you've ruined my lunch.
That on-again, off-again relationship stretched across 6 seasons and 2 films. We watched Carrie fall for him, chase him, walk away, and eventually marry a man who, frankly, was a walking red flag.
You said you loved me.
I do.
And why does it hurt so much?
Unfortunately, Carrie's dating history looks like a beachfront on a stormy day. There was Aiden, twice, Berger, and Petrovsky, all wrong. Each taught her little more than heartbreak. So we're gonna spend as much time discussing them as Berger did breaking up with her.
I'm gonna spend as much time mourning this relationship as he spent ending it. Okay, I'm over it.
Outside of her relationships, Carrie was establishing herself as a sex and relationships columnist with often very rigid views on both. Plus, she was often more focused on what was in her closet than her bank account.
I will literally be the old woman who lived in her shoes.
Miraculously, Carrie and Big survived a runaway groom, a kiss in Abu Dhabi, and a pandemic lockdown. But then, and just like that, killed Big off in the pilot to push Carrie into a new chapter.
And just like that, Big died.
Her iconic voiceovers were gone too, so she'd feel more like a participant and less like an observer. If Season 1 explored grief and moving on, Season 2 was about rebuilding life and love after loss.
I'll pass along a saying I heard in my Kabbalah class. Okay. The hole never fills, but new life will grow around it. So, your job is to do whatever you need to plant some seeds. For me, it was a facelift. For you, it's probably something else.
Although that little detour back into Aidenville was just no thank you. That aside, Season 3 became about her new romance with Duncan, creative closure, finding peace, embracing new beginnings, and rewriting her own story.
The woman realized she was not alone. She was on her own.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Some supporting players. Let's just briefly talk about some of the characters who made the jump alongside Carrie, Miranda, and Charlotte into And Just Like That. Steve. We mentioned him earlier, but the character assassination here was brutal.
You know, you got me so freaking distracted when you're yelling at me about the squash guy. I left my wallet over with a pickle guy who used to be over in that corner. I gotta go get it.
This wasn't the guy Miranda met in that bar. He'd somehow aged faster and harder than everyone else, reduced to a sad sack deemed unworthy of her.
And it's always like this. You don't think that I'm enough, then I'm kind of enough, and then I'm not enough again.
We've said it before and we'll say it again. All we've ever wanted is justice for Steve. Aiden. Some fans may have hoped Aiden would make an appearance in And Just Like That, but not like this. Originally introduced as the anti-Big, he offered Carrie a grounded, healthy relationship she apparently didn't want.
And I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, but it is so over, and it was wrong, and I just hope you can.
After they got back together, Aiden was basically a changed man, and it turns out Mr. Nice wasn't so nice after all. Sadly, it took Carrie 2 decades to learn that about him.
I can't give you any more than I have, and it wasn't enough.
Anthony. Anthony first came onto the scene as Charlotte's wedding planner but hit it off with her, sticking around and becoming a character in his own right, even marrying Stanford in the second movie. He practically became part of the York Goldenblatt family, although he has his own storylines too, some admittedly better than others.
You think the only reason I asked you to marry me was because I want the mommy. I do. I see. Let me say, well, I don't have the words in English, so...
Stanford. Carrie's sassy best friend was beloved by fans, and just like that, did him dirty. After Willie Garson's tragic passing, the show wrote Stanford off by sending him to Japan to manage a social media star, then become a Shinto monk, leaving his husband and New York behind for good.
Carrie, for the first time in my life, I felt peace. Real peace.
What's a monk do?
Well, they keep up the public altar, put out fresh flowers, facilitate the tourist temple visits.
So basically God's concierge.
So, are you glad to see this series come to an end, or do you think they had a few more seasons in them? Let us know in the comments.
Look at me. Look at me before we make a huge mistake.